Today we're talking about the 7 tips that you need to know to start your very own Google Ads agency. And make sure you stick around to the end, where the final 2 are probably the most important. Stay tuned. Hi, Mike Mancini with ppcvideotraining.com. If you like videos like this about Google Ads and digital marketing, make sure you hit the subscribe button below and the little bell notification so you're notified every time we release a new video, which is each and every week. So our first tip in starting your very own Google Ads agency is, and this may seem very simple, but number 1 is get organized. I can't tell you how often in my agency I have literally 20 different projects going on at once. Now, whether it's a notebook, whether it's an online, to-do list or software, whatever you need to do to stay organized, do it. Because you're going to be getting calls from clients all the time saying, you know what, I want to do this, or I want to try this, or you're going to be following up with leads, or you need to make some changes, or you need to tell your employees to look out for certain things in campaigns. Whatever it might be, you need to have a way to get organized. And this is one tip that is just overlooked by so many people when they're talking about starting your own ads agency. Organization is key. And if you don't do it, you will get left behind. Second tip, prepare for the future. Always be looking in the future of what you're going to do. So whether that is hire some more employees, add some new software to make managing your ads a little bit easier, pay yourself even a little bit more, but always be preparing for the future. Now, why do I talk about that? Because when I started my agency, I was always looking in the past. It was a big mistake that I personally made, where I was always looking at what's going on day to day, but I did not have a plan laid out for the future as far as how much is it going to cost for me to hire somebody, whether that person is locally, whether it's a virtual assistant, which are awesome hires, by the way, especially if you can get some that know Google Ads and can manage campaigns for you. But I did not have any of that planned out. And then when I finally started doing it, I realized I should have done this years ago. You should be working on your business and not in your business. So make sure you're planning ahead for the future. Number 3, find somebody who is working with Google Ads. Now that could be really anybody. Maybe it's a friend who has an agency and they do some Google Ads. Maybe it's just an online community that you become a part of. Facebook is a great place to go, but find somebody who's working in Google Ads that you can throw questions to, because I promise you, you will always run into roadblocks. And it's a matter of, do you know where to go or how to figure out how to get past that roadblock? Google Ads are changing so fast all the time, every day. And I'm not saying that to try and scare you, but what I'm trying to explain is there's always somebody that's a step ahead. Maybe they're running bigger campaigns. Maybe they're just obsessed with trying new things. I can't tell you if when I ask my virtual assistant or I go into the communities and I start asking them, I can't tell you how much I learned just from that. There's always somebody better. Make sure you find out who those people are. Number 4, watch out for software. And this is something that can get out of hand very, very quickly. There's a lot of software programs out there and apps that can help you manage or create your campaigns that much quicker. Some of those software companies or products can get extremely expensive, and before you know it, you might have $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month going out into those products, and realizing at the end, you know what, I only need one. It's really a matter of finding what software that you really like and try several different ones. And when you go into a software, don't load all of your campaigns in there right away. Load in one campaign, figure out if it's going to work for you, and if so, try it a bit longer. Almost all these products have a free trial period, but take that into account. Try it for 14 days, try it for 30 days, whatever they decide. Sometimes you'll decide right away, nope, not for me. Other times you might really love it. But like I said, work with it with 1 or 2 accounts just for that time period. And then if you decide you like it, then you can join and add in all your other accounts. I made that mistake before where I just literally loaded all of my campaigns into software only about not even a week later to realize this is not what I want. So just take your time with it and make sure you keep those costs under control. Right now, we use Basecamp, which is a software for organizing our team. We use Trello, which is a project management or kind of a to-do list software. We use Optimizer, which is a great optimization tool. But you add that in with all of our call tracking software, as well as our landing page software. And you know what? We're probably close to $2,000 a month just in those tools. Now, some of those tools are so expensive because we have so many accounts in them. So keep that in mind. But just start with one, see if it works for you, and see if you can't live without it, and that's the one you have to have, then keep it. And then try other ones. But don't just go out there and purchase every single one that you find. But if you have software that you use that you can't live without in your Google Ads agency and you're watching this right now, do me a favor, leave it in the comments below. I love trying out new tools. I love being able to talk to people about them. So if you have some great software that you're using, let us know in the comments below. Now we're going to get into the top 3, which are absolutely key. Number 5, do not rely on one large client. I've had some friends of mine in this industry where they might only have 2 or 3 clients because the clients are huge and they're making a lot of money. But the problem is, and it's something that you can't control, they might make a change. You might be doing absolutely wonderful things for that business, but internally they could be going, you know what, we're going to hire somebody in-house to do this. We are going to check out another business, or we're moving all of our stuff into one agency, whatever it might be. And you're going to get noticed, and that's it. They're going to tell you, listen, we're going to do this, and you're not going to have any heads up. You're not going to know what's going on. All of a sudden, you're just without that client anymore. And it happens all the time, even if you're doing an outstanding job. Corporate America is run much different than smaller businesses. And there's no such thing as a heads up. You always need to be prepared and make sure you don't rely on that one large client. Small clients work well as long as they're able to pay you. All right, last 2. Number 6, don't undercut yourself. What does that mean? That means you need to be getting paid what you are worth to that business. And I stress this so much because I didn't do it. I worked for years for pennies, and I was happy to do it. I love working with this. I love being able to work with a business and help make them money. I mean, it's such a cool thing when you get emails saying how much you've helped them build their business or build their dream. And that is honestly why I love this. But I was getting paid so little money that it was really kind of embarrassing. And there's also something that I don't like to talk about this, but I need to be completely honest about it, is I literally had to double the prices on every one of my clients because I was actually charging them so little money. Now, the thing was that it was hard to do. It was just gut-wrenching to me. But I was also making them so much more money than what they were paying me. And I was undercutting myself that I literally doubled my prices and I did not lose one client. Part of that problem also was I started those people out at a small monthly fee and had them going for 3 or 4 years and had never raised my rates. And the ones that I had raised my rates on, it was just minuscule. But they realize the power of what you can do for their business. And if you lay it out that way, they'll understand. But don't start out by charging $100 a month to manage a campaign when you're making a business thousands. You need to let them know, listen, this is what we can offer you, and here's what we think is a good price to start out with. Let them make that decision. You're gonna scare some people off, and you are gonna get some no's. But if they're that worried about it, they're probably not the best clients for you. Do not undercut yourself. And the 7th and final and most important tip I can tell you, learn Google Ads. And that sounds probably really stupid, but I know so many people in this industry who are literally winging it. They have no clue what they are doing. And they might have an agency and they might do website design and SEO, and then they realize, you know what, we can make a lot of money off Google Ads. Let's just start doing it. Let's just figure it out as we go. The problem with that is These companies are paying thousands of dollars in ad spend and management fees, and sometimes tens of thousands of dollars. And if you don't know what you're doing, you are taking their money out of their pocket and just throwing it down the toilet. It's not good for your business, it's not good for your reputation, and it's certainly not good for your clients. So where do I go to learn Google Ads? I learn from just constant education. Probably about 5 hours a week I spend on education, whether it's articles. I read a ton of articles. There are a lot of great places to learn, whether it's articles. Search Engine Journal is a great place. SearchEngineRoundtable.com. Let's see what else. WordStream.com. That's a software tool, but they have a lot of great education on there. There are a lot of great individuals. Ryan Deiss over at Digital Marketer. Those guys know what they're doing because they spend millions of dollars and are constantly testing. At ppcvideotraining.com, we actually offer a course that shows you how to set up your Google Ads as well as how to optimize them. That can be an option for you, but there is no excuse for not knowing what you're doing inside your Google Ads account. So that's our 7 tips on how to start your own Google Ads agency. And if you're interested in true step-by-step Google Ads setup and optimization training, head on over to ppcvideotraining.com. There's a link in the description below. Also, if you like content like this, look over here on the right-hand side. There's a link to another video, Google Ads Mistakes to Avoid. Thanks so much for stopping by. Hope to see you again soon.